After 2.5 years, we're still having fun.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we are here at the Texas World Speedway for race number 10 in season number 4 of the NRLOA Napa Truck Series. We are here for a 25-lap race, the BC Rich Guitars 250. And I was saying in qualifying yesterday that this is a very anticipated event. Definitely one of my favorite races to do, and I consider it to be the prestige event here in the Napa Truck Series now. Texas World Speedway, unfortunately a historic racetrack, but it's still going strong here in the Napa Truck Series, and there are no plans whatsoever to ever get rid of this racetrack. I'd be nuts to do that. We'll see why when we get to racing here today. Coming into today's event, after the halfway point of the season, midway through, Alexander, the best driver in the field, 238 points for the number 22. Daytona winner Alex Bonsignore, even though he lost the points lead a few races ago, he's still been very consistent. Only 23 points behind Alexander, second in the points. Ian Canario, 26 points behind, third in the points. Eric Monaco, fourth in the points, 28 points back. And Justin Heath, the Hers Dash Series champion, back in September, 36 points behind in the number 24. 25 laps of action here today at the Texas World Speedway, and November is here, one of my favorite months of the year. I want to continue the poem, but I can't do that on the fly like that. But still, I love November. We got the Thanksgiving 500 coming up in 3 weeks, I think. I think it's 3 weeks, yeah. One of my favorite special events of the year, and this is one of my favorite races to do in the Napa Truck Series, and we can't get it started until we fire the engines here at the Texas World Speedway in College Station, Texas. Let's get these engines fired for the BC Rich Guitars 250.
On behalf of all the NRLOA drivers, start your engines!
And a great command there to fire these guys up, and they will fire up. And they are definitely looking forward to it. These guys race this racetrack like a restrictor plate racetrack. They pack race, and they can go 3 and 4 wide throughout this 2-mile racetrack. Thing is, the high downforce on these trucks keep them close together. When the Chick-fil-A Cup Series came here, I should say, they didn't really pass too much, but these Napa Truck Series machines stay right on each other throughout the whole event, and you never know who's going to win until they cross the line for the checkered flag. Always a great one, and it's going to be a great one here today at the Texas World Speedway. Matt Tuck in the 45 with the pole. Fastest time in qualifying yesterday, and an uncharted driver right there who I believe named this race. To lead the field of the green flag here in the BC Rich Guitars 250 alongside him. Our last pole sitter, got the pole of Kentucky, that's Derek Hamill, the Imagination Machine on the outside pole here today, College Station. Patrick Smith, his teammate, to the inside of Nicholas Abey. Nicholas Abey finished last at Kentucky last week. Here he is starting 4th here at the Texas World. 32 of Ace Garcia, an uncharted driver, alongside Texas winner, the Texas Motor Speedway, the other Texas racetrack, Marty Johnson, Nicholas Samadio, and Cameron Gaju in row number 4, and Al Agassi in the 29 of Cookie Helms. John Arndt, Texas A&M student from College Station, right here, the Texas World Speedway, not too far off from campus. And, of course, if you've been watching the Napa Truck Series, you know that John Arndt has had a struggling season. If there's any place to turn that around, it's here. I believe there is somebody who failed to start. Nope, they're all there. And we're green flag racing here at Texas World. The number 32, Ace Garcia. It says don't mess with Texas on that thing. You don't want to mess with Ace Garcia either. In Texas leads lap number 1. Here in the BC Rich Guitars 250. I just noticed this, guys. We don't have all the trucks in the frame. We're going to deal with it for today's race, but we'll get that fixed later on. A bit of a bump. Alex Bonsignor, Trey Bartow. You see this 4 wide here. Surprising that they did not crash on that lap. Nicholas Samadillo in the 27. How about these veterans? Samadillo, Bonsignor, Bartow, and John Arndt in the 05. All in the top 5 right now at the line. It was the number 18 Daytona winner, Alex Bonsignor, leading lap number 2. Got this 4 wide back in here, and we usually see a big crash early on here every single year at the Texas World Speedway. We might see it right here, and there we go. Derek Hamill around, and we also got Garrett Zenor and Justin Heath around as well. More carnage as Tristan Allen goes around in the 98. And you know what? That could have been a lot worse than what it ended up being. But we will have our first caution of the race here. Lap 3 of 25 at the line. John Arndt wins the race back. And he will lead the field, the green flag, when we restart here at Texas World. How about that? It might be the first time John Arndt has led all season long. And the perfect place to do so. The Zaxby's machine up front on lap 4 of 25. A very interesting lap right there. Tristan Allen, Justin Heath, they went around. Derek Hamill was the first driver to go around, but I do not believe anybody gained significant damage. I think everybody's going to remain on the lead lap here. See Tristan Allen and Justin Heath a little ways behind, but they're going to catch up, and I believe all these trucks are good to go. So we'll go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution here at the Texas World Speedway. But until then, well, let's just get to it. There's no until then. One long night, let me tell you that. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution here in the BC Rich Guitars 250. And here's what happened to the number 7 of Derek Hamill. You see Marty Johnson, I believe, might have gotten into him, or Derek Hamill might have come down on Marty Johnson. Now, Johnson, I believe, was okay. But you see these guys behind here. Kind of tangle it up. Garrett Zenor back in there with Justin Heath. And you see Stuart Gratton go around, along with Tristan Allen trying to avoid this with Eric Monaco. When one driver crashes, they usually crash elsewhere as well here at this racetrack. And that's what you were seeing there with those guys. Fortunately, none of these drivers ended up sideswiping the field. And that's what we saw at the finish of last year's race here at Texas World. And I do believe all these drivers should be able to continue under full speed when we restart, all on the lead lap, so everybody's still with a chance of victory here today. The worst driver in this whole thing would be Tristan Allen. He did tap that outside wall just a little bit, and he might have slid the tires a little too much, but other than that, could have been a lot worse, and fortunately, it wasn't. Going to replay this crash in real time, following with the number 7 of Derek Hamill as he gets spun. I think he came down just a little bit. Happens very fast, and you see everything else that ensues. Tristan Allen going around there off the front bumper of Eric Monaco, and Stuart Gratton also getting spun around a little bit. But, just a little break in the action, basically, and this was the race back to the line. John Arndt. That's about as close as you can get, and we get a lot of close finishes here at Texas World. John Arndt giving us one right there at the line under caution. He's going to restart up front here in College Station, Texas. Let's go ahead and see what happens on the restart here in the BC Rich Guitars 250. Back here at the Texas World Speedway, the BC Rich Guitars 250, the beginning of the second half of the season here in the NRLOA Napa Truck Series, season number 4, and Texas A&M student John Arndt leading the field in the 05, and I've talked about it so much, of how many struggles I should say, this team has had Well, a perfect place to turn around. They're leading the field here at Texas World. Alex Bonsignor trying to become the first two-time winner this season. Adam Lewis also trying to become the first two-time winner this season. He won at Pocono earlier this season. Nicholas Samadillo, Al Agassi, Nicholas Avey, Patrick Smith, Trey Bartow, Ace Garcia, and Marty Johnson, the top 10. Coming back to the line, lap 8 of 25. We're back to racing here at Texas World. I believe all 36 drivers, with the exception now of Zachary Fitzwater, the Season 1 winner of this race. He actually might have come down the pit lane, because he's at the end of the field, 8 seconds behind the leader. But all drivers are actually still on the lead lap, all still running full speed, I do believe. I don't believe that accident is going to slow anybody down, fortunately. So, still anybody's race here at the Texas World Speedway. Adam Lewis got the win at Pocono earlier this season. Is going to dive to the inside of John Arndt, and he's going to lead lap number 8. See a little bit of a gap in the action here. A little bit of single file, and the smaller the main pack is, the less likely it is will crash. But that does not mean they're going to not go 4 wide. You see 4 wide here. That's Patrick Smith, Trey Bartow, Nicholas Avey, and John Arndt. And around they go! John Arndt's around, and so is the 33 at Trey Bartow. And a massive crash down the backstretch here at Texas World. Tristan Allen upside down. Stuart Gretton upside down. Barrel rolling goes the number 98 on top of Fisher G. Eric Monaco, Matt Delio, Marty Johnson, Blaine Keys. And the dreaded big one has occurred here at Texas World. Trey Bartow around, our pole sitter Matt Tuck. Now Jesse Turner involved in the 92. Nicholas Avey in the 51. Diego Yepes, Emily Anderson back in here. Stuart Gratton, Garrett Sinor. Literally all the veterans involved in this accident. And the caution will fly yet again. Those are 5 drivers who avoided the accident, but a lot of them were involved. You see Alex Bonsignor with damage in the 18. Jack Cabarrus might be okay. William Brock, Justin Heath, and even after all that spinning, I think even John Arndt's okay after this one, which is nice. It's nice to see that he actually didn't fall back too much after that. I thought he was going to possibly get knocked out. See if he's going to come down the pit lane here. I do believe he will, so there might be an issue there on the 05. It's 1 week after another for this team, and I just don't know what to do. I mean, they led some time. They led a little bit in this race, but luck just had it a different way. And when you come to a racetrack like this, where they're in a big pack like that most of the time, I mean, we were only in a 10-car pack there, and they still ended up crashing. See John Arndt coming down the pit lane now. He might just be getting damage repaired here. He might not be getting knocked out. We'll see. If they're going to change some tires on this car, that means that they're going to go back out. But right now, they're just going to stay on the pit lane. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with those guys. Only a few drivers left after this one. At Al Agassi, Patrick Smith, Adam Lewis, Ace Garcia, Nicholas Samadillo, the most experienced driver, still left on the racetrack. Nicholas Wade, Cookie Helms, Jack Cabarrus, William Brock, Justin Heath, John Sheets, Donovan Dufit, Ryan Kendall, Emily Anderson, and Zachary Fitzwater. Everybody else, with the exception of Alex Bonsignor, John Arndt, and Trey Bartow, knocked out, which means we're left with 21 drivers on the racetrack after that accident. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution here in the BC Rich Guitars 250. Right when this was happening, I was mentioning how even though they're in a small pack, it doesn't keep them from going 4 wide. Well, 4 wide was definitely not the smart decision. And you see Trey Bartow, Nicholas Avey, they were the 2 drivers who ended up going around in all of this. And John Arndt was unfortunately involved in the 05, an innocent bystander to this one. Fortunately for Arndt, he will continue in the 05. I don't know how fast he'll be going, but can't be all too bad for this 05 team here today. You're going to see Matt Tuck. Cookie Helms runs right into the 05. Matt Tuck gets into him. And the whole issue is these guys are trying to race back to the line. And That just does not usually work out. Cameron Gaju. I wonder if our pole sitter was involved. I think he was. Alexander Rowe. But these guys just pile in. Jonathan Rains, Blaine Keys, Garrett Tenor, Diego Yepes, the 50 of Yin Canario. Blaine Keys going upside down. In the number 21, you see Nicholas Abe and Zach Ryan there on the inside lane. Donovan Duthit in the 49. Look at him. I thought he was going to avoid it, but he actually hit that number 21 there. Tristan Allen, Stuart Gratton upside down. See Matt Dallio pile drive into all this. Eric Monaco, Fisher G. And some crystal clear images of a wild ride by Tristan Allen. He definitely rode that one. It was definitely some ride for the number 98 there, and for the 13 as well. They're both sponsored by Ride. And you see all the carnage here. Garrett Sonor around, and that's just what happens here at Texas World. It happens every single time, and no surprise that it happened early on here today at College Station. Replay this in real time, and it was a pretty massive accident. You see John Hart going around there and everybody piling in right here. And it's kind of surprising that the 05 is going to be able to continue. But you see Tristan Allen, Blaine Keys, with Stuart Gratton that ran right into the 98, and that's what sent him upside down. Definitely the most miraculous moment of that accident. And number 10, Fisher G involved as well. So many drivers knocked out. We can't mention them all. But, hey, we still got more drivers on the racetrack than we did in that Talladega race in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series earlier on in the month. Earlier on in October, I should say. It's not October anymore. But still, a lot of good drivers knocked out. A lot of chances for victory knocked out here today at Texas World. But John Hart's still in there. That's a good thing. Let's go ahead and see what he does along with the rest of the field when we restart here in the BC Rich Guitars 250. Back here at the Texas World Speedway, and we're going to restart about halfway through this race here. Al Agassi is the front row driver. Going to restart in the first position here on this restart. Patrick Smith right behind him. Adam Lewis, Ace Garcia, Nicholas Samadio on the 27. I believe he's the most experienced driver, especially in the top 10. He's never won a race in the Napa Truck Series before, however, so he's going for his first. Nicholas Wade, Cookie Helms, Jack Cabarrus, William Brock, and Justin Heath. An opportunity for Justin Heath. I believe the other guys in the top 5 in points were knocked out in that crash. Justin Heath is still out there. 36 behind our points leader, so that's the top 10. Believe we only have a few guys left in the race. 18 on the lead lap to be exact. Only 18 drivers left out here. And these are the 4 that had issues. You see Zachary Fitzwater, I believe he has an internal issue here. Bonsignor, Arndt, and Bartow, they're all kind of slow. So that means it's a 14-truck battle for the win here in the BC Rich Guitars 250 at Texas World. That crash knocked out a lot of guys, and remember, all 36 drivers was still out there on the racetrack after, or actually during that accident, so we ended up knocking out half of the field in one crash alone. How crazy it was, and it's still going to get crazy here. You got Ace Garcia now. I don't want to jinx anything. I know when I say stuff, it usually ends up pretty bad for whoever I'm talking about. But Ace Garcia going for his first career Napa fan victory. I'm wondering if Nicholas Wade has won before. I think he has, but I could be wrong about that. I really don't know. Jack Cabarrus has never won before, even though he is a development driver for Davey Johnson. Davey Johnson's won before, but Jack Cabarrus has not. Don't know about Patrick Smith. I don't know if he's won before. Donovan Duthit's actually our last winner here in the Napa Truck Series. He got that win at Kentucky last week. And the guy he beat was Al Agassi. And Al Agassi might want some redemption after losing that race last week. He's in this main pack. How about Emily Anderson? You got to give a shout out to her. The lady in the field here in the Napa Truck Series. Right now in the top 10 with a chance at victory. And Emily Anderson, she's been moving her way through the ranks, and the way Elijah Gordon's kind of doing this whole thing is kind of neat. He's putting Emily Anderson through each series, kind of working her way through. Eventually, I hope to see Emily Anderson in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Of course, Elijah Gordon will be returning in season number 7, but maybe season number 8 we'll see this very talented young lady in the field in the Premier Series here on Napa Fan. She started in the Hers Dash Series last fall. She got a win at Indianapolis. She moved up to the Aero Electric Pro Series, won the NRLOA 500, and came very close to winning the championship over there. And now in the Napa Truck Series, trying to work her way through the ranks. She's got a chance at her first career Napa Truck Series victory here today at Texas World. William Brock to the inside of Nicholas Wade for the lead. And the number 5, William Brock, the Charlotte winner, is trying to become the first 2-time winner of the season. We have yet to have a 2-time winner after 9 races this season. We got William Brock, Donovan Duthit with chances at doing so. Adam Lewis is still in this main pack as well with a chance at his second win of the season. So from Justin Heath on up, those are the guys who have a chance at victory. Nobody else is going to have any shot at all. Cookie Helms, I believe, accumulated damage from the accident. Same with John Sheets in the 87. Same with John Arndt, Alex Bonsignor. 33 of Trey Bartow and the 52 of Zachary Fitzwater had an issue before the accident occurred. And just like last week, we got Al Agassi and Donovan Duthit up front. Duthit's going to lead lap 18 here at Texas World. And we now have ourselves 7 laps to go. Here comes Nicholas Samadio, a Daytona 500 champion. And the most experienced driver in this field right now. That number 27 he's never won before in the Napa Truck Series. And it's been a long time since Nicholas Samadio has won. He did not race in Season 6 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And that's been a series he's been rather successful at. And really haven't been many opportunities for the veteran driver to get victories this year. He's going to easily get around Trey Bartow, but these other guys are going to be held up. Donovan Duthit, Al Agassi, and Nicholas Wade all stuck behind Trey Bartow. And Bartow very slow there after getting involved in that crash. You saw the violent hits he took there. He's definitely not going to have a chance of winning this race after going a lap down. That was good news for Nicholas Samadio, because that kind of put him out single file. And when you get single file at a place like this, it gets a little tough to pass. Now, I don't really know how it's going to be right here. I don't think we've really had a situation like this at Texas World before. But Nicholas Samadio is in a good position right now because there are fewer drivers in this lead pack. And the fewer guys you have to contend with, the easier it is to win. Samadio will lead yet another lap. Adam Lewis, though, the Pocono winner, an unchartered driver, trying to become the first 2-time winner this season. That's how strong Adam Lewis has been, along with John Sheets and Ace Garcia. They've all been doing a great job this season. Same with Matt Tuck. They've all been qualifying very well, making a lot of these races. And you see with Zachary Fitzwater right there that Adam Lewis was able to drive right by and pull away. It's 4.5 laps to go here at Texas World. But this is not the kind of racetrack you want to pull out to a lead like that. This is a racetrack where the draft is key, and you're going to see Nicholas Samadio and all these guys behind the number 30 close into him very fast. You got the 5 of William Brock, got Ryan Kendall, Patrick Smith, Justin Heath, Donovan Duthit, and Nicholas Wade. They got stuck behind Bartow initially. They're kind of back in the mix right here. There goes Samadio right by the 30 for the lead. Here comes Patrick Smith as well in the 17. Nicholas Samadio trying to sneak a victory in a series that he has been in all of the seasons of, but has never gotten a win before. He's been in every single Napa Truck Series race, but has never won in this series. That's how long it's been for Samadio in this series. He'd like to break that streak. Donovan Duthit would like to win 2 in a row. He's got a good chance at doing that. A lot of these other guys, like Patrick Smith, Ryan Kendall, Nicholas Wade, they just want to get their first career victories. Justin Heath as well. He's a champion on Napa Fan. Won the Hers Dash Series Championship back in September, but he's never won a race before on Napa Fan. It's 2.5 laps to go. It's Nicholas Samadio leading the field in the 27. To the inside, Patrick Smith for the lead. And now Patrick Smith will take the lead away. Coming to 2 laps to go in the BC Rich Guitars 250. We could possibly have ourselves a side-by-side finish at the line. It's happened here before a couple of times in the Texas World Speedway. I believe in the Season 1 race here, they were dead even at the line, but Zachary Fitzwater got him. Closing in on a couple of lap cars here, and that's great news for the 17 of Patrick Smith. As long as Smith can get around these guys, he might have a chance at victory. Bonsignor and John Arndt. John Arndt's going to hold up the 17, and here comes Nicholas Samadillo on the outside lane. John Arndt almost getting into him, but the 27 trying to make it stick. He's got to clear this 75. He's going to have a chance, but I don't think he's going to do it. Nicholas Samadillo leads with the white flag. Donovan Duthit, Ryan Kendall on the inside lane. And Patrick Smith got screwed by the 05 there, and he is not going to win this race because of that. Ace Garcia in the 32. He's got to run to the inside of Donovan Duthit, but Duthit has some help on the outside, and he's going to clear the 32 off the corner. Will it be 2 in a row for the veteran driver? It looks like it will, but not quite yet. These guys are going to close in. Ace Garcia cannot get to the inside, which means Donovan Duthit will win here at Texas World. 2 in a row for the number 49 here in the Napa Truck Series season number 4. The BC Rich Guitars 250 going to the driver of the number 49. How about that finish right there? That was exciting near the end. You know what? John Arndt still had his moment, and he got a 15th place finish. You know, he finished right where he started. You know, I know it may not seem like much, but they're getting better. They're getting better. It's his best finish of the season in that 05 machine. And, you know, you can't complain. After all that happened here today, you can't really complain about that, considering how tough of a season they've had. But Donovan Duthit, that's 2 in a row for the number 49, the first 2-time winner this season. From Kentucky to Texas World, a winner in 2 consecutive weeks. Donovan Duthit definitely very happy about that one. Stealing the win away from Nicholas Samadillo near the end. Patrick Smith ended up falling to 9th as he got stuck behind John Arndt there. And John Arndt, he decided who won this race, basically. And you know what? Give him the right to. I mean, I explained why earlier on. I don't need to go into it again. But John Arndt, 15th place finish after a very tough season. Great to see that. Donovan Duthit, Ace Garcia, Adam Lewis, Jack Cabarrus, Ryan Kendall, the top 5. William Brock, Nicholas Samadillo, Emily Anderson, Patrick Smith, and Justin Heath, the top 10 here tonight. Take a look at the rest of the results, and half of the field failed to finish after that massive crash lap 10. We only had 2 cautions in this race. It really wasn't a crash fest. We just had one big crash midway through the race, and it was a big crash. You can obviously tell by your screen right there. A fun race here at the Texas World Speedway, and Donovan Duthit getting it done for the 2nd time this season. He's going to move his way up in the points. Alexander Rowe in the 22 finished in the 29th position, so he will remain in the points lead, but he might not be ahead by as much as he was coming into today's event. Yeah, Justin Heath, he moved up. He's going to catch up on that number 22. And so will Donovan Duthit, of course. After winning 2 races in a row, Duthit might have just moved his way into the championship hunt here for Season 4 of the Napa Truck Series. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. It was a fun race to record, and see you next week for Armory Digital. That's a fun race as well. The Northwest 200. That's a short race, only 16 laps there around that 2.6 mile speedway in Seattle, Washington. But it's always a good one when we go to Armory Digital as well. Remember Cameron Gaju in Season 1 from the outside lane getting it done. I'll never forget that race. That was a good one. And you know what? Cameron Gaju may do it again. You just never know. Thank you guys very much for watching once again. Here are the points for the Napa Truck Series Season number 4. And congratulations to Donovan Duthit, the winner here of the BC Rich Guitars 250. I will see you guys later.
travel.